Hi everyone, it's Lee from Gnome and Backyard, and I have the cutest little snowman craft for you today. Now, I had some of these leftover home decor pieces from the Dollar Tree from the 4th of July. You might have some in your stash too, so I wanted to give you some ideas of what you can do with them. So the first thing we're going to do is we're just going to take out this twine while we paint our hat. And we are going to take and paint our hat black. And we are going to take and separate these USA squares. That's what we're going to use for our snowman's body. And we're going to save that little hat for another time. I just thought that hat was a little too small for the door hanger that I'm creating today. So we are going to use the back side of these. I'm not going to worry about the red, white, and blue on the other side. But for this tall hat, there is a lot of glitter on it, and I'm actually going to just peel off this one extra piece that we are going to use later. I'm going to sand off my glitter so that that does not end up all over my floor during the holiday season. So I'm just going to put my cutting board down again, and I'm going to paint this hat black. I'm trying to be a little neater when I work, so I'm trying not to get the paint on my craft table. And sometimes you guys know that that's really, really hard. Now, of course, you can paint your snowman's hat any color that you'd like. If purple's your favorite color, paint it purple. If you want it to be a pretty blue color for the winter, paint it a pretty frosted blue. It's certainly up to you. Now, the next thing we're going to do with our 3 squares, there are several options here. You guys could paint them white. If you just want to go with painting this entire project, you can. So you could paint these squares white and get the same effect. But what I'm going to do is I am going to take some of my garland that I had left over in my stash from the Dollar Tree last year. Now, I'm betting they're going to carry this garland again this year. I'm securing it to both sides of my sign with some hot glue. You might have other garland in your stash that you want to use, or like I said, you can even just paint these blocks white and they would look fabulous. Now I'm just securing it down after I covered the entire block. And I'm going to do the same exact thing for the next 2. I really do like this garland from the Dollar Tree. It's that black and white check, and I love it. Like I said, they've had it the last 2 seasons. I'm betting they're going to have it again this year. Now, if you want to use yarn, you can also use yarn. How fun would that be to have a nice chunky yarn snowman? All right, I have my 3 pieces done. So I'm going to set those off to the side. And the next thing I'm going to do is I have 3 circles, wooden circles I found in my craft stash. I am going to paint them black. Again, you could use buttons, you could use wooden beads, whatever you have. Even if you wanted to take cardboard and cut it out into circles, you could use that. I also want to give my hat a little bit more of a sparkle, so I am going to take my Mega Glitter Mod Podge and cover the entire hat in the Mod Podge to give it a really pretty sparkle. Now you saw that was the piece we originally had with the stars on the back. I just painted it red and I put some glitter Mod Podge on it also. So I'm just going to reattach that back to my hat. I found some decorative Christmas items in my stash, winter items that I'm just going to secure to his hat. Again, just to give it that special touch. All right, let's just put that twine back in there. Now you could use a ribbon, you could put a fancy bow on top, you can do whatever you want, but I'm just reusing that twine. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my 3 squares that I've already covered. I'm going to take some more twine, measure it out, and I'm just going to hot glue it down to reattach these squares together so that they do hang 1, 2, 3. Now you can take and reinforce this by taking popsicle sticks and gluing them horizontally across the backs with the twine just to keep them secure. Now again, I'm going to put a lot of hot glue on the base of this hat and attach it right to that top square for my snowman. Oh my goodness, you guys, look how sweet he is. I am actually going to give his buttons a little bit of glitter. After I saw how cute the hat turned out, I decided I wanted to add some glitter Mod Podge to my buttons. Now, you could leave your snowman alone if you want. If you don't want to add anything to him, you could leave him alone. But I'm going to put these 3 wood buttons down the center. I think that's really sweet. And I did go back and forth about whether he needed a face or not. And I was not going to do a face, but you know what? I just had to. So I grabbed a few more items from my stash. Again, you could use buttons, wood beads, whatever you might have. I just happen to have these cute little mushrooms from the Dollar Tree. They're wooden mushrooms in 2 different shapes. I'm going to paint the 2 round ones black, and I'm going to paint the pointed one orange. But again, you can always get creative as to what you use. So after our paint is dry, the next step we just have to do is get some more hot glue and secure these eyes and this nose onto this cutie. And you know what, guys? I really am glad that I added the face. He would look sweet without it, but guys, oh my goodness, let's add that nose. How cute is he? Well, I hope you get the chance to craft one of these sweeties for yourself. Thank you so much for continuing to sprinkle all of Gnome and Backyard's videos.